All right, so Jan Blachowicz just went out there and choked out Nikita Krylov. Nikita Krylov came out looking like he was going to, like he was focused. His head was in the game. He was going to get back in the UFC with some sort of fanfare. But I'm not sure what it is with this guy, but he just doesn't have it. He doesn't have it. And you won't know that he doesn't have it until it's like the last minute, the last second. Because Krylov looked good. He actually looked good in the fight. I thought he looked pretty good. But then I went past the first round and this whole card has been really bad. So I was like, oh my gosh, I don't want to watch a whole, I was in ADD mode. I know I talk about the fans who are in ADD mode, but look, sometimes we're casuals, sometimes we're criticals, and sometimes we're crazy ass hardcore fans. Right now I just want to kind of be a little bit of casual, a little bit of critical. I just wanted to see a good fight. I wanted to see a scrap. I really wanted to see a scrap. I didn't want to see a chess match or anything like that. And this was not a chess match. It was a bit of a scrap. It's just, Jan, man. Typically, Jan is not a person that I would say, oh, yeah, I'm rooting on him to win or I'm picking him to win. He's just not that guy, but he strung together 2 pretty impressive wins. He went to decision with Jimmy Manuwa, but in that decision, he beat up Jimmy Manuwa. He beat up Jimmy Manuwa in that fight. And then he just went out there and choked out Nikita Krylov. Now, Nikita was out of the UFC for a while, so I'm not sure what this means for his resume, but it's not bad. It's not bad at all. He strung a couple of wins together. Let me actually look up this guy's resume. And I'm looking at UFC resume only. UFC resume. So he strung together 4 wins in a row. He's 4 wins in a row right now. That's not bad. He's 23-7. 23-7. It looks like he's had 4 losses in the UFC so far, but how many wins? 1, 6-4 in the UFC. Good night. So before he went on this win streak, he was 2-4. He must know somebody. I don't know how his ass got to stay in the UFC, but he is in that division that's a little bit thin. So anyways, it's nice to see him string these wins together. I'm not mad at it one bit, and it was a beautiful choke out submission. I believe that it was the first round. Good fight. It was a really good fight. And just a little sideline comment. Did anybody see that guy? Now, I know a lot of people didn't even watch this fight because it was on Fight Pass, but if anybody watched it, did you see the guy in the audience who stole Krylov's hat? That guy stole Krylov's hat while he was walking out. There was a guy in the crowd that just leaned over the little rafters or whatever, just leaned over, grabbed his hat off his head, and he was out of there. Right out of there, man. Russia, stand up. Moscow, stand up, man. That was funny as hell. I was like, oh, even Krylov kind of like, he smiled. He didn't laugh, but he kind of smiled because he was trying to do the focus, like, I don't know, I'm like a rapper thing. And he even smiled because he looked for a second like, what's happening? And he was like, oh, I know what's happening. I'm being jacked. I'm being jacked probably by a little 12-year-old punk, man. I'm being jacked by a little kid. But he couldn't do nothing about it, man. You gotta love those type of moments, those raw moments that you get on film when it comes to these UFC fights. Anyways, guys, that's my thoughts on the fight. It was a great finish. Shout out to Jan Blachowicz. He called out DC. He ain't getting it. But we might do it. What's next for the man? Anyways, guys, hit that like button, hit the subscribe button, leave your thoughts in the comment section.